Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Money Making Sunday, man. My favorite day of the week. We got a full NFL card today, a nice NBA card today, college basketball, NHL, man. Money Making Sunday. One of them days, man. One of them days. I got a good crew of guys here with me today as well, as we're going to cook up everything underneath the sun. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, man. Congratulations to Colorado beating another 4-6 team. They're going places fast, even though they haven't been ranked in Jay's lifetime, which means he's 3. Coach Prime really turning a program around that was ranked in the top 10 less than 6 years ago. Like I said, I have a statement that I want to make about the whole situation. I'm going to wait till later till we have more people, but I've written something up, and that's why I'm on today because I want to talk about it. No, it's not funny, man. It's the absolute truth, and it's sad, man. And it needs to be said, man. It's like I think that the whole thing is a farce, and I'll tell you guys exactly what's going on with it. And, you guys can take it or leave it. I don't care. You can laugh if you want, Costi, man. It is what it is. We'll just laugh at you instead.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at you.
That's fine.
I have no idea. You're very the fact that you have the most serious face I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it's something I care about.
Fair.
And we'll just laugh at shit you care about tomorrow and going forward, man. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. We'll see.
We'll see, man.
Hashtag we coming, though, man. Hashtag we coming.
Brian, man, as long as they got 3 wins, man. They haven't been ranked in your lifetime, Jay. That's what a fucking job he's done, man. So you weren't born in 2020, right? In 2018 and 2016 when they were in the top 10, right?
We can do it now if you want. Like
it's ridiculous.
The problem is you go too hard on them, and you can.
The problem is because
the moment you stop doing that and just give them the credit and stop beating up on them in the fashion that you do, everybody will leave you alone. You go too hard on a team that had 1 win. Or 0 wins.
It has nothing to do with that, man.
It was 29.
It has nothing to do with
that. Shout out Dion, shout out Colorado. We love the path and the direction that they're going. That's all. That's it. That's all.
But I do like the path as a football team, but I don't like the message, man. And I think it's wrong, man. And I think if you read the comments that I delete and you saw the way our audience interprets it, and I do believe that it is the way that people in general interpret the situation, it's everything that's wrong with this world and everything that's wrong with sports, man. They turned it into a white versus black thing. Like if you pick against, like I pick against Colorado, all the comments say that I'm a racist because I pick against Colorado. That's ridiculous, man. That means I don't pick any teams, right, that have any black players or that have black coaches, right? I don't pick those teams ever. I only pick teams that just have white guys, right? That's it. I only take teams with all white guys.
I 100% agree with you.
I mean, it is ridiculous, man. It's absurd,
I would be the
man.
first person to speak up and say, for anybody calling Mitch racist or anything like that, bro, you couldn't be further from the truth.
I wrote a prepared statement, man.
You couldn't be further from the truth. I'll say it, as the black representative here at Pick Dog is one of them. Mitch is the furthest from racist. Does he go hard on Colorado? Is he very opinionated? Yes.
But I'm opinionated on everybody, man. I've been opinionated on everybody,
I'll sum it up like this. Mitch is the same person who went hard on Tom Brady on his last Super Bowl run. He's that guy. So when he goes hard at somebody, he's gonna go hard.
He's gonna go hard.
Yes, he's gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah,
I think here's what I wrote, man.
That nature, y'all need to go away.
I wrote it out, man. I want to read it, and I was gonna save it for later, but you guys can come back and see it. You guys can tune out and come back if you want. And I just wrote this up, and Costa, you could laugh if you want, man.
No, I didn't think this. I didn't think we were laughing about this.
I don't give a fuck.
I just thought. No, hold on.
My turn. I'm gonna mute you. Okay. Okay.
wasn't laughing about this type of issue.
So I said, this is why I don't like what's going on there, man, because they have created an aura where if you pick against Colorado, it makes you a racist. It's created an environment where it's almost like he's the only black coach there's ever been. And it's the only black coach to turn around a program, the only black coach to pull an upset, the only black coach to do any of these things when it's not the truth. You know, he's not the only one to take a team with a losing record and turn them into a winning team, man. And it's not even close. In fact, he's not the best at it right now. He's not even the best at it today. That's D'Amico Ryans in Houston, who drafted number 1 and 2 in the NFL draft. Came in, took the team all the way to the freaking playoffs, man. It's ridiculous. So it says, now I've lost my place because I get all emotional. And now it's like, now the next level is how people are feeling like Travis Hunter has overcome so much to become the Heisman leader and the Heisman winner, and it because he's black. But the thing is, there's been other black Heisman winners and plenty of them. And I believe that every candidate that will go to New York as a candidate for the Heisman this year will be of color, man. I believe they all will. So it's like, why is it a hardship for him and not for any of these other guys who probably had to overcome a lot more? The thing about Coach Prime, and I'll jump ahead from some of my other stuff because you guys can take it hate or whatever. Because you can take it however you want, because the reality of it is, man, is that Deion Sanders is a guy that, and this is what he should be talking about, man, never took drugs, never smoked a cigarette, never smoked a joint, never went to the parties, never did any of those fucking things. He just worked on himself to be the very, very best that he could be. And look what he fucking did. He became the best, probably the best college player of all time, you know, the best college athlete. And Travis Hunter has gone right down that same path that he does. Never drink, never smoke, never do any of those things, man. You don't hear you saw Deion Sanders dancing on the field and all these other things and talking shit and stuff that, you know, irritates me and anybody else that is not a Florida State fan, Cowboy fan, 49er fan, or wherever the hell else he played. You know what, man? This guy became the best that he could possibly be, man. And it's like by investing in himself. And it's like, that's the message, man. That's the message, not black versus white. Not that, you know, this team overcame a hardship, that a major college program, Division I from one of the big conferences, won a game. I mean, seriously, man, you got to get over it, man. But I think, you know, Travis Hunter, it's like, it's not even what he's done on the field. It's his whole thing, man, why I like this guy, right? I mean, he makes amazing plays. He does all this thing. He's a freak of nature, right? But it's like, I say it all every time I mention him. Guy's a straight A student. Even Deion said it, you know, first word out of his mouth. He's a straight A student, man. And that goes somewhere. But I do believe that, you know, what did I say here? Like when I pick against Colorado and I say negative things about the run game and tackling, it means that I've never criticized any other coach of any other player of any other race and color, and how that by picking against the team, it makes people feel free to tell me how my pick is based on stuff that has nothing to do with that, which is bullshit, man. And it's like, the reality is, man, there's been better black coaches than this guy, and he is far from the first. There's been other guys that have turned around the program. You know, I think that I don't know, man. So here's to run it up, and, like, you know, as everybody here will say, white, black, green, yellow, whatever, man. I run a company that's much larger than what you guys see, and I hire people based on who is the best. And you could ask any of these people who work with me, regardless of what they look like, I give them all the same chance to be successful and change their lives regardless, man. I always have their back regardless, man, of what they look like. And and I stand up for them every single day against you same freaking clowns that are calling me the freaking racist, man. You guys are the same ones attacking all these guys. So, I think that it's time to put it in perspective. And it's like, I don't like a fucking team. And it's like everybody has a team they fucking hate. It's like, for me, it's these guys. So it has nothing to do with race. And I think it's absurd that people take it there, man. Anyways.
Fair enough. We'll see.
I have to explain it because it's the number of comments that I get about it and how off base they are is fucking unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable, man. It's like, it's everybody that gets hired to pick dogs, I hired them. Every single person. You can ask all these guys. Ask any of the people that you never see. Ask anyone. It's like, I never really consider one way or the other, man. I hire people that's going to help us, except for Pat. He came with the office.
We're going to talk about black coaches. I'll give you don't bet against Pittsburgh. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I never take the Steelers, right? I never it's like, it's ridiculous, man.
I had no idea the severity of what you were going. I just thought you were going on a rant about how you hate Colorado. Had nothing to do with that. So
I don't like what it's become. And it's not even that I don't like them, because believe me, I've rooted for Colorado plenty of times, man, throughout the years. But it's like, I don't like what this has become.
I get it.
I don't like what this has become, man. And I think it's against everything. It's like, we're not about dividing, man. We're about bringing together. And I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I'm not saying that, no white people root for Colorado. Tons of white people root for Colorado, I mean, it's like, just like tons of white people root for, the Celtics. Tons of, it's like, I mean, Joe Vaughn lives in probably the most racist town I've ever lived in, man. I mean, it's like, it is. I don't know how you do it, man.
I don't know about that. I mean, every city, has its his labels. With Boston, it's just like any other city. You got a lot of different places where the sun goes down, you might not want to be around, and that's not this city. So it's more reputation than anything else. That's over the last, I guess, say 25, 20 years. It might not be as true as it was.
When I lived
back in the 80s, it was still a certain stronghold that things got crazy. But
my friend was an undercover cop. My friend was an undercover cop in Boston. He was responding to a call, and he was beaten almost to death by the Boston police. He was a cop. Yeah. He's now the chief of police in Boston.
But you get all these things in all these different cities. So it is what it is. It's just that certain events highlight, throughout the history of, said city, that might put it in that, that frame of space. But, you go to any city, you're gonna find your stuff is along those lines. So I take all that with a grain of salt, because like I said, any city that you go in, every community that you go in, you're gonna find your good and your bad, and that's just how it is. You know.
I agree, man. And it's it's the same thing with our YouTube commenters. 99% of them are awesome, but we have that 1%, man. It's just like, I don't know why they get us, right, man? They just get us.
And so I'll just sound it off one last time. Does Mitch go too hard on Colorado? In my opinion, yes. Has he been too critical of them in the last 2 seasons? Yes. But does that open up the door for any of you to target him as a man, as a person? No. And a lot of you hiding behind the YouTube comments, y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. All right. Mitch is by far, he's changed my life personally. I can only speak on me. He helped change my life. And if that's racist, I don't know what it is. So for all of you calling him racist, chill, bro. Chill, please. That's it. That's all.
I'm dropping it. I'm not going there again. I had to finally say it, man. It's just enough. It's enough.
I get it.
Now you just got to see it for what it is. It's trolls. That's all. You can't take it too seriously.
But the way they do be going at them, it do get annoying because like they be over the top. I get it. I read the
got the
comments
most
too.
exposure, so it's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
it's like
So
that's, you know, it comes with the territory. But
believe me, I ripped McDaniel. Like, I mean, I was the first one on board to rip McDaniel. Nobody said shit to me, man. You know, no one said shit to me.
all right, we got that off our chest. Now let's talk some sports today, man. Let's go. Let's see what's going on today, man. It's a money making Sunday. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Let's hop into.
We only got to me, so Brian's turn.
Let's get all the miscellaneous out the way. We'll save NBA and NFL for last. So first up, let's get hockey out the way, man. We got 4 hockey games on the card today. We got Hurricanes, Blues, Golden Knights, Capitals, Kraken, Rangers, Canucks, Predators. Brian, anything for you here today in the NHL?
Oh boy! Well, for me, I'll small lean to the Washington Capitals on the money line. Capitals have exceeded expectations so far this year, 11-4-1. I think it's worth the play.
There you go. Costi, talk to me.
hockey,
Anything? Jovan, any hockey for you? For me, I would lean on the Canucks at basically even money at home. The Predators are overrated, overvalued. They continue to get this love and respect because they have good players on their team, but they're 5-10-3. That's who they are. They're a below 500 team, and they're even money on the road against a team that has a tremendously better record. So not overcomplicating it. Give me the Canucks money line. Mitch, any hockey for you today?
No pucks.
No pucks.
I don't give a puck.
All right. Let's move on to college hoops. Pretty decent college hoops card today. Ooh, shit. All right. We're gonna start at 11. We're gonna go through. We'll go through 1. So first game is gonna be St. John's, New Mexico. Last game will be Harvard, Colorado. It's a pretty good slot in there. Costi? Talk to me.
I'm going to take a look at. I like Harvard here in this spot. I know they have been good to start out. I think it's too many points. Not a Colorado hater. It just happens to be. I like Harvard. You just kind of set me up for it because that's the one game that nothing against Colorado in this one, but I think it's too many points in this situation. 15 points. Harvard will keep it close enough to get the cover. The last time they played, it's been for 11 years. So this is the first time.
A lot of relevance.
A lot of relevance. The last time they played on November 24th, 2013, Colorado won by 8 points. So it's non-factor. I just think they keep it close enough. So not a huge college card today, but in this slot, it's the only one I like.
Sure. Jovan, what you like in this first slot, college hoops?
I'll take a flyer with Nebraska, getting 3.5. St. Mary's, they're one of those teams. You already know how they come in defense and, the slow, methodical type of offense. A lot of set plays. I think dealing with Nebraska it's not a neutral site game, is it? So it's in Nebraska. If it's in Lincoln, then I think they got a shot to outright them.
Actually, I think it's neutral. It's neutral.
Where at?
San Diego, I think.
Oh yeah,
Sanford, Pentagon.
Yeah,
Or Pentagon, wherever that is.
yeah. Well, it's in California. Same rules apply. Nebraska. More athletic.
No, it's in South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota. So yeah, it's really a neutral site game. Then
Why would they?
well, actually, it's closer to Nebraska. If you want to be fair.
That's why they said it's at Nebraska. Technically, it's closer, I guess.
Yeah. So, but yeah, either way, it's early in the season. Getting points 3.5. I'll take a shot with the Huskers.
For me, first slot, I'm attacking plus money. Clemson, I think they're underrated, undervalued. They were a tournament team last year and undefeated this year. They looked good in their first 3 games. Getting plus 140, I have to attack it. Boise, and they lost to San Francisco. How good is San Francisco this year? Are they really good? I don't know. Like, Boise hasn't played anybody. Clemson. I'm just right now. I haven't put my eyes on enough college hoops, but I'm just trusting what I've known. And to me, I see no reason to fade Clemson, especially when we're getting plus money. So give me Clemson outright money line in this one. Mitch,
What time are we up until?
1:30. The last game is Colorado Harvard.
All right. So I like in the Battle of the Patinos, Richard Pitino versus Rick Pitino. That's the St. John's, New Mexico game. I'm going to take Rick Pitino against Richard Pitino in that one. I think he beats the shit out of him, man. I think he just teaches him a lesson. I like St. John's in this one. They are absolutely stacked this season. New Mexico, not bad, man, but they're generally a lot better at home. Father versus son. You don't see these all the time, but usually Yoda wins these ones.
That's crazy. So that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like LeBron and Bronny playing one-on-one against each other, but they're on the same team.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that is they're coaching against each other in that one.
Is this the first time that they've done this?
I don't know. Jovan, did they coach against each other when he was at Minnesota?
I don't believe so. I don't think Minnesota and Iona played against each other. So
yeah. So it probably is the first time they've played.
That's cool as fuck. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's a 12 o'clock start Eastern, so we'll be able to see it even without missing any NFL, at least the beginning of it. Good story. It's a nice story. Costi likes a good story.
I do.
It's a good story. Even though he laughed at my seriousness.
No, I didn't know.
That's why every morning, first thing I do when I get out of bed, take out my phone and I text Costi. That's exactly what I say every morning before first thing. First text I send.
No, it is. It's very true. I heart it every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Every morning.
Usually between the hours of 5:30 and 6:30. And today it was late. So
it's almost my alarm because you could almost count on Mitch sending it early. Anything else in this slot, Mitch?
I like a lot of these games, but I have some premiums in here too. So that Boise Clemson is going to be a good one too, though. I think it's going to be a good game. It's like I think the line's gone up a little bit. I liked it at the lower number, Boise, but I think I could get to Clemson. Clemson lost a lot of players from that team that had that run last year.
Yeah,
lost everybody.
Yeah,
they say nothing. No good deed goes unpunished.
Fair. Brian, what you like in this first slot today? College hoops.
Well, I gotta say, I just glossed over college today. So this is kind of off the cuff, and I hate to go against my good buddy Jay, but I think Clemson kind of looks kind of tricky. If you look at Clemson's free throw shooting on the year, I think they're shooting like 63.3%. I won't want to count on this team at the end to hit free throws. Boise lost to this team 85-68 last year. So for me, I like that the line's going the other, getting a little bit heavier. I'll take Boise State later 3.5.
All righty. Let's keep it pushing. Let's go 2:30 Eastern. Sorry, I'm so stuck in Central. Y'all know that. And we'll go through. We'll split it up in threes. We'll go to 4 o'clock. We'll stop at 4 o'clock. Last game, UC Davis and Stanford. Jovan, you're up first here, my man.
Too many goddamn. Well, not that it's too. We're going to 4:30. You said 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock or 5 Eastern. I'm sorry, 5 Eastern is where we stopped at. So the games at 5 Eastern we didn't cover.
Did Liberty fall off a cliff or something? Because I'm looking at this +5 and I feel like I want to back the Flames. Unless they got poached in the by the transfer portal. No, not too much commentary on it, but I think the 5 might be a little bit too big. I would have to see the roster makeup and see who moved out of there. But Charleston, I mean they're a decent team as well. But Liberty is they've done it for quite a few years. So I would like to have those points in my pocket.
There you go. Anything else? Let me see. For me here, that's a lot of points to be laying with Tennessee. Them boys do look good. They have taken everybody behind the shed. Gardner-Webb, Louisville, and Montana. I don't know, man. I think I want 30 points basically in my back pocket with Austin P. Give me Austin P in that one against Tennessee. I just think it's a case of too many points. Like 25-point win, maybe. Give me Austin P plus the points. Mitch?
I'm with you on Austin P. They got that win over Chattanooga. They beat Butler. They're not bad, man. They're not hideous. Tennessee, generally not known as a high scoring team. Most of their inside points are gone. So it's like they just have a bunch of guys that bomb it. I don't think it's gonna be hard to cover that gigantic number. I'm gonna go with the Governors as well.
Brian?
This is a really tough time frame here. I was going to take a pass, but what Jovan said made a lot of sense. I like Liberty plus the points. Charleston did beat this Florida Atlantic team that Liberty just lost to, and they have one extra day of rest. But I think this game's one possession. If you're going to get 4.5 to 5, I'll take Liberty.
There you go. Costi?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at Samford here. Texas Southern is ass. I think Samford, again, it's early in the season. I still don't dive into college basketball that much, but Samford just traditionally much better team at home. I know they haven't covered the 2 games that they've had so far this year, but that doesn't say anything. I think they blow this Texas Southern team out.
Fair enough. Last slot today in college hoops. We go from 5 Eastern to close. I'm up first here. Let's see what I like in this slot. Do I lay the wood there with Baylor against Tarleton? My Tarleton boys? Oh, let me see. Baylor did snap back after losing the first game of the season, beat up on Arkansas. Not beat up, but they did beat Arkansas and then took Sam Houston behind the shed. Tarleton struggled against Sam Houston. I'm laying it with Baylor. Baylor took Sam Houston behind that shed, 104-67. Sam Houston beat up on Tarleton, 91-62. That's a common opponent. 31 points is a lot, but if there's a team just thinking about in recent memory who we trust laying big numbers, I think Baylor is of that mold. So I won't overcomplicate this one. In college football this season, I think I took Tarleton against Baylor this season. I got my ass kicked in that game. I don't want to do it again in college hoops. Give me Baylor. I'm gonna lay the points. Mitch,
I like
Tarleton Baylor game in college hoop. I mean, college football was ugly.
I like Cal against USC. I don't love it as much here at 8.5 as I did when I bet it at 10. I think that USC is way overrated, man. Musselman, took over that job. He's a great recruiter, but we saw at Arkansas he wasn't like a great game day coach. UMass Lowell taking on Washington is an interesting game. I thought the Lowell Gonzaga game was a lot closer than the score. I mean, it was competitive. It was about as competitive as 113 to 54 game could be. It was losing by 60. I don't know, man. I think they bounced back here. I think they only scored 54. They lost by 60. I think they got it all out of their system. I'm going to take Lowell here plus the points. Why, if they're that bad, then why isn't the spread like 25 or something? It's like, we've all lost by 60. We have. If you haven't lost by 60, you haven't been around long enough. Brian, speaking of losing
by 60, I like the St. Thomas. I've lost by 60 in a couple times. I like the St. Thomas Tommies plus the 12.5. They played Oklahoma State tough. They had a rough first half against Oklahoma State, but played well in the second. I just think this is a single-digit loss here for the Tommies. I'll take the points.
There you go. Costi.
Don't love this slot, but Sam Houston State team that we've seen been really good. I know they played a really tough schedule to start out here, being on the road the last 3 games and having Baylor, Nevada. But I think Lamar at home +6. Lamar's playing in about an hour.
Lamar. You love anything to do with Lamar.
I don't know. It just seems like a little bit of good juju right now. No, in this spot, I think Sam Houston's going to regress this year a little bit. And I'll take the 6 at home. Points in my back pocket.
Fair enough. Joe Bond, close us out today in college hoops.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Cal. This is a situation where, once again, I see this number, and it's too many points for me. These two teams played last season. You know, they were the now defunct Pac-12, and they're familiar with each other. You know, last year's affair, one of them was a 6-point game, and another one was an 8-point game. Yeah, this is 3 possessions, so you know, I like my chances dealing with the underdog, with 2 teams that know each other.
There you go. Shout out college hoops. Anything anybody else missed in college hoops they want to talk about?
Well, since we brought up last year, we got to talk about Bronny's 5 that he scored in that game. 1 of 5 from the floor, 28 minutes of work.
Shout out Bronny.
That was in the second contest. In the first contest, let's see what Bronny did in that one. Though they knocked me off the site for even looking at it. Let's see. Bronny in the first game had 10 points, 4 of 6 in 18 minutes of work. So,
shout out Bronny.
Yep. Meanwhile, he's the one in the NBA.
Let's keep it pushing, fellas. Let's move on to the National Football League, man. Money making Sunday. Let's do y'all do 2 or 3 games at a time. What y'all think?
3.
3? All right.
That's my vote.
All right, let's do it. Follow me. First 3 games on the card. We got a good one to start today, man. We got the Steelers at home at the crib with the Baltimore Ravens rolling in. Ravens laying 3.5 right now, I believe I see. We got Jags and the Lions. Detroit 14-point home favorites over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we got the Los Angeles Rams laying 4.5 on New England. Mitch, it's your slot. You're first here, my man.
I like the Jags in that one. It's the Jags Lions, right? Rams. And, yep. I like the Jags and the points, man. The world is on the Lions. I've been getting my ass kicked on the Lions. In fact, I was reading a nasty YouTube comment about my Lions pick last week and all that other stuff. You're on the Lions, man. You suck. It's like, you know what? The Lions, Northwestern, Indiana, man, I've just lost every single game on all those teams all year long. So might as well just continue to ride down on, then I'll pull a Bittler, and when they finally cover, when they finally get him, I'll be like, I told you guys. It's like
Georgia Tech. Yes.
Act like I had it all along. Yeah, had it all the way. And the other one, I like the Steelers, but it's like it's not enough to be like a premium pick for me or anything like that. I think that it's almost a little public doggy at this point, so I'm kind of a little bit worried about it. You know, a little bit public doggy for me. And what's the other one? Titans?
Rams, Patriots.
Rams, Patriots.
Yeah.
Yuck. I'll take the Pats in that one. I think if you lose to the Dolphins, you sure as hell could lose to the Patriots, man. You could lose to anybody. I think getting 4 probably is a 3-point Rams win.
I'm actually starting to see it go up. I'm seeing some 4.5 pop up.
Well, that's probably Bittler hitting the other side of my bet.
Speaking of Bittler, what you like these first 3, my man?
Yeah, I got to say, I've been agreeing with Mitch a lot, at least in the last 2 days. Most of his picks I really like, and I agree with him. I got to say, in this slot, I think Jacksonville is the best selection. I think Detroit's probably the most bet side today. And, you know, the Jags have covered 4 straight games, and nobody expects them to compete much with Mac Jones. I think he'll do enough not to lose the cover here. I'll take the Jaguars.
Costi.
Yeah, I'd like it to get to 14. It was peeking its head last night
What?
Now it's 13.5 with the Jags.
I still see some 14s out there though.
Not many right now as we're doing the show. I pressed it last night. Not that it matters for today, but at 14. So it's a big number. 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Detroit's extremely public, and 14 points in the NFL is just a lot. It's almost an auto bet of sorts where you could just blindly bet double digits dogs in the NFL and be successful year round. Taking the Jags here. The other game, I'm not obsessed with it, but tradition and for many, many years in this Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry, I take the home dog if it's 3. It's always 3. So it just depends which team is better based on favorite versus underdog. This is just a typical spot for me. I'm probably not going to bet it, but
we know you're not betting the Steelers today. We know.
I've done it. I've done it plenty of times.
Do it today.
Did it?
Do it.
Fine. Do it right now.
Oh, okay.
Take the 3. I mean, you're getting points at home in a rivalry. It's a 50-50 game. I mean,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
I see some 3.5s out there, juice though, like
They're
minus
juiced up.
120. Would you, in a game like this, is that hook worth that extra juice?
If you're an entertainment bettor that's just trying to get value for the day, yes, that hook is valuable. If you're somebody that's a sports trader that's looking at high volume, that juiced hook is not valuable. Right. So if you're just betting for today and you're just trying to get the best optimal return on your money today, take it. But if you're somebody that's betting 30 games today between college basketball, NFL, other sports, you don't want to have that extra juice tie into the overall model. So,
fair.
But yeah, I mean, it's the smart play, the sharp play. I know they're public dogs right now. That's just where it's just going that way. But 3 points at home. I mean, Pittsburgh could win this game outright. I wouldn't be shocked at all. But to have 3 at home, Ravens defense is ass. I mean, yeah, I just put it in. So there you go, Jay.
Thank you.
Now I'm sick to my stomach just because you swayed me to do it. And I'm on the Rams here. Bad game last week. It's one of those games in the NFL where you shake your head. You go, how did this happen? How did the Dolphins come into your house when you're finally healthy and just lose outright and you played like ass? Well, they had a whole week to now recover. This whole West Coast, East Coast thing isn't really a big factor. I'm not worried about it. Big Al has proven it to me many of times.
He done beat it into my head too.
I think the New England secondary it's a typical letdown spot here for New England after the big win at Chicago. I think the Rams come in here and they have enough firepower on the outside to be able to win this game by a touchdown.
Fair enough. Javon?
Yeah, the Patriots have been getting a lot of love. This line's been bet down from what was it, 6 at the look ahead lines or whatever. It's something like 6.5, whatever. Now it's to 4. You got 4.5. Look, they're still not a good team. Last win that they got was against the Bears. That's really all you need to know. The Bears. The Bears suck. They're the same team that we all thought they were coming into the season. A bad team. So, with that said, just the fact that, the Pats are getting a little bit too much love with them being a bad team who there's questions about, how they're being coached, even though they've had a couple of weeks of success in a third game against Tennessee where, they, fought. I think I'm going to have to agree with Costy and roll with the Rams at -4. I consider it a one-off with them losing the way they did to the Miami Dolphins. So, yeah, it's the Rams for me. And this is one of those games where I could see it from both sides and agree with both sides. But at the end of the day, I have to roll with the Rams.
Fair enough. For me, I'm all over the Steelers. I'm not overcomplicating this one, man. When I look at the Ravens, I feel like my Ravens barometer is really good, and everybody else overcomplicates it. When the Ravens play NFC teams, lay it. NFC teams cannot fuck with the Ravens. That's proven. AFC teams, usually it's a 50-50 game. Ravens can beat up on them. They do beat up on them sometimes, but the teams the Ravens never beat up on, never, are division teams. And laying points on the road on a good Pittsburgh Steelers team, why are people hating on the Steelers? Steelers are a good team. I've been saying that all year. I love the way the Steelers are built. They have a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame head coach.
What?
A Hall of Fame quarterback.
You're out of your mind.
You
Russell Wilson is not making it.
Hall of Fame. He's Hall of Fame.
No, he's not.
Two-time Super Bowl winner. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No shot. No shot he gets in the Hall of Fame.
Seattle, and like you got to think what he did.
Well, maybe not even in the Ring of Honor at Seattle. He's in their Hall of Fame.
HOF. HOF, man. He's one of the best mobile quarterbacks ever to play the game. I think he's like, no, seriously. He's like number 2 behind Lamar, number 3. Like, I think y'all forget who that boy is, man. Y'all still stuck on Russell Wilson from last year. That's not who this is, man. That's not who this is. And them Steelers, Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame head coach, elite defense at home. Come on now. Can't pass up 3.5. I'm paying up. I'm gonna just let y'all know I'm paying up for the hook. I see no reason not to. What Costi said is correct. Like on a normal day, like if I was like trying to be technically correct, then the play would be just to grab the 3. But hell no, I'm loading up on that 3.5. That hook looms very large to me. If anything, I think the Ravens might win the game by a walk-off field goal. But getting that hook in my back pocket with the home team, great defense, sign me up. I like the Lions. Lions are just a money printing machine. And at the end of the day, it's Mac Jones under center. Last week, we cashed our double Mac Jones INT through 2 of them. I told y'all max bet that shit. Today, max bet another Mac Jones INT. Max bet. However much money you got to put on a single play, I promise you Mac Jones is throwing an interception today. So that's what I like in that game. And I would lean towards the Lions laying the points. And then I'm with the guys. I'm on the Rams laying the points against the Patriots. Drake May and the Patriots, they have shown certain signs in certain spots. I don't think today's one of them. I think the Rams are the better football team. Last week, I do think was the anomaly. Give me the Rams. I think they bounce back, win the game. Probably something like 27-17, 27-10, 20-10, something like that is probably what's due here in this game. I'll lean towards the Rams. Let's keep it pushing. We had 2. Next 3 up, we got the Saints in New Orleans against the Browns. We got the Jets at home against the Colts, and we got the Titans at home against the Vikings. Brian?
Ooh, start me off with the tough slot here. Boy, you know what? Give me the Tennessee Titans. Everybody knows I like my crappy teams, and they're not only crappy, they're also crappy against the number 1 and 8. But just think Tennessee, one of the best defenses in the NFL. And Sam Darnold hasn't, I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but he hasn't looked great last couple of weeks. I think the Titans can keep this one respectable.
You love them Titans, Brian.
I just like crappy teams in general, but yeah.
You love them Titans. Gosti?
What was the slot here?
You got Jets, Titans, and Saints.
Oh, yeah. We love the Jets. Love them. I don't overcomplicate it. Downgrade Anthony Richardson. He's ass. They just went to him because Flacco's playing just as bad.
Mitch, do they ever learn? Mitch, do they ever learn?
It's ridiculous, man.
Winning percentage.
He's my fancy quarterback. So I'm hoping for a good.
As I say in the NFL show, the Big Al,
percentage.
you're not going to get any sympathy over here, man.
My God.
Not going to get any sympathy from us.
Richardson,
Jets
he's
are
like
just
Lamar
as bad,
Jackson.
but I'd rather take the home team. Don't
Just
overcomplicate
as
it.
bad. Just as bad. The Jets are just as bad. Did you say that?
Yep.
Oh, man.
So the Colts are 7-3 against the number, and the Jets are just as bad.
No, the number's different because the Jets
It's all we care about.
they've been overinflated at the beginning. Now they've corrected.
They've corrected to being a 4-point favorite
they
over a
should-
professional
early
team.
in the season. If you played early in the season, they would have been a 7-point favorite, 6.5.
The Jets are 3-7 this year, straight up, man.
And they just got taken behind the shed last week and scored 6
That was a
points.
physical beat.
They only scored 6 points, and now you're finna go lay 4?
We're at home. We're not on the road. And
What have the Jets done in
think
MetLife in the last 20 years? What
a
have they
lot of people did not give Arizona a lot of credit. Arizona is actually a pretty good football team.
I'll tell you who didn't give Arizona a lot of credit. The same people that keep taking the Jets every week, man, are the people that think. I mean, we've been giving. Arizona,
I did it. Look,
I said James Conner was the best running back in the NFL this year. I'm still getting shit in the comments.
Me and Mitch have been on that.
I'm still getting shit.
I'm just saying, I was the guy. I raised my hand. I take it. I was the guy. But now I've changed my tune. But no, this is the Colts are ass. I'm not overcomplicating it. Just where I stand, my opinion. I'm allowed.
You are.
I'm on the panel.
I agree with Costi.
Tennessee for me as well. Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in September.
That Colts, that fucking coach. I just knew we were going to win. It's going to be the worst beat I've ever had.
She knows. She knows. That's not helping your case.
They won that game and covered.
No, I don't care about that.
That's why she did that whole thing.
That doesn't matter. What matters is Sam Darnold. If they gave the Heisman out in September,
against the Jets too. It was against the Jets.
It was against the Jets. That's
it was against the Jets.
That's awesome. Big game. Probably the high. It's not the Ravens Steelers for me today. It's really the Colts Jets. That's the game I'm more excited.
Dog's game of the day.
That was the one. November 4th, 2021, 45-30 to the Colts won. They were laying 10.5. They were up by like 50 in that game. They won 45, but the Colts were up 28.
Who was the quarterback?
The Colts were up.
Wilson?
The Colts were winning 42-10. And they won, and the Jets scored. The Jets were scoring at the end of the game. They scored the last 20 to make it 45-30. It was nip and tuck, man. The Colts intercepted at the end of the game. Carson Wentz was quarterbacking for the Colts that day.
Oh, wow.
Carson Wentz?
Yep.
Shout out. Hall of Fame with Russell Wilson.
Hell no.
Jonathan Taylor had a 78-yard touchdown run.
I actually think I remember that game. That was his rookie year.
Josh Johnson quarterback for the JTS Jets that afternoon.
Wow, that's a random pool right
Oh, God.
The backup after Wilson got killed, I'm sure, earlier in the season.
Oh, White started the game. He went 7-11. And then Johnson, 27 of 41 for 317 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's when I was like, that's why I was freaking out. I was like,
Is Mike White out the league? Is he out the league?
He's out the league.
Oh, my God, man.
Where was I? I got sidetracked by the Jets. Oh, Tennessee. Darnold, September quarterback. This is how it's been his history for a long time. You're starting to see a regression. He's not nearly as effective as he was early in the season when he was a Heisman candidate.
Still in the league. He's on the Bills.
Tennessee plus the points. What was the third game?
It was Saints, Browns.
Now, this line has flipped completely. I got to pass on this game just because when I put this out to all the clients days ago with the service that we provide with actually being a part of the syndicate, it was actually +2 on the Browns. So I can't bet this game today. I'm not betting the other side. So it's a pass for me.
Fair enough. Javon, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet it, but for me, the way I bet, Tennessee's the right side. You know, that's really the side. But I'm definitely not touching those clowns with a 10-foot pole. You know, they've only covered once this season.
Terrible.
They're radioactive right now. So
that was a big cover too.
Oh my God, one cover is great.
So it's like I said, they're radioactive. Can't touch them. I'm not gonna trust this game neither, but it's the Jets. I'm just gonna roll with the Jets. No. Just one of those things where you got
Jets.
yeah, I ain't five in that.
Jets.
But the Colts in a bad situation. At least when they were losing before they were covering. Now they're not even covering. So they're a team that looks to be one of those sell teams at this time of the season. They don't know which quarterback they want to go to. They flip flopping. That's the sign of a bad team, as far as I'm concerned. Anthony Richardson, what's he gonna go? 10 for 26 with 2 long bombs that might connect. I mean, that's that's the way they keep it close. The run game, and maybe they'll be able to run against the Jets, but the way the Jets played last week, I think they're gonna shore up a lot of those tackling issues that they had. So at the end of the day, you got to play with some pride, and they didn't play with any pride in Arizona. So look for them to get the job done. And I'm on Cleveland. You know, we don't got Dennis Allen to kick around anymore. He was one of our favorite fade guys. Him and that other bum from L.A. San Diego / L.A.
Staley.
Staley. So it's like all the bad coaches are leaving. You know what I'm saying? And just can't auto fade them. But I'm gonna fade them in this spot. They got their win. They ended their 7-game losing streak, and it might be high time for them to get another losing streak. And it takes one, so they're gonna lose today, going against a Browns team who's coming off a bye. Highly prepared for this one. And James Winston's playing against one of his old teams, so he should be able to have a decent day.
Man, I'm all over the Colts, and I think you take them straight up on the money line. Like, based on what do you even see the Jets? Is how I don't even see how people get to New York. Like, to me, there has to be a path.
They take a train, Jay. That's how they get to.
And and the train station is closed. It's been closed all season because these boys is terrible. I'm not mad at the Colts. They lost 3 straight, but before that 3 straight, they were a winning football team. And hindsight is 2020. They lost to 3 playoff teams. That's who they lost to. They're not playing a playoff team today. They're playing a bad football team. They're playing a bad, overrated, overvalued football team at that. I'm on the Colts here in this one. The Cardinals ran the football extremely effectively last week. Now they're going up against probably one of the best running games in the league, man, with AR and Jonathan Taylor. They're going to run the ball right down their fucking throat. The Jets are ass. There's no other way around it. You can also play the common opponent game. When you play that game, it puts me on the Colts. There's no path here for the Jets, in my opinion. There's none. Aaron Rodgers is old. The defense is not nearly as good as people portray it to be. The run game is not what people think it is. They're 2 all-world wide receivers. Look like number 2 options. Nothing here says lay points with the Jets. Will they win the game? Maybe. But does that mean lay points? No. You can't lay points with bad teams. I say that every week. You implement a couple little systems like that, like not laying points with bad teams, and you usually end up in a really good place. Give me the Colts plus the points and money line. The line's even going back up. So that means people are betting the Jets today. They're betting the Jets. I see 4.5 now popping up here on the Colts.
They've been doing it every week.
It was 4. So now that means people are betting the Jets. They just don't learn. They just don't learn.
Every week it's looked like that.
I'm taking the Colts. I'm on the other 2 games I'm not overly in love with. I'm not betting the Titans, so I guess that puts me on Minnesota. Give me who's starting in that one? Will Levis? Give me a Will Levis INT. The Vikings are one of the best in the league at creating pressure, at making quarterbacks see something that's not there. We saw Brock Purdy run across the sideline, tell Brian Flores, oh my God, some of that shit I just didn't see. And a young quarterback like Will Levis, I think, is going to have a terrible day in the office. Give me the Vikings. I'll lay the points in that one. This is their get right game. This is their take somebody behind the shed game. The Titans are terrible. And that Browns Saints, I cashed last week with the Saints after firing the head coach. I thought that was a spot for them. I now want to continue to fade them. We got Jameis Winston returning to New Orleans, Mr. 30 for 30. He's done dotted up New Orleans plenty of times in his career. He's also been there and galvanized the troops in New Orleans. This the Jameis game. That's what I'm calling it, the Jameis game. Give me the Browns. I'm gonna lay the 1.5 on the road. Mitch.
Yeah, it's sort of like what Jovan said about the Jets-Colts game, but I'm on the other side of it. I'm on the Colts for the exact same reason that he said, is because the Colts don't pass the ball. Because when you look at how the Jets have been getting beaten to a pulp this season, teams have had more running plays against the Jets than almost every team in the NFL. They're 29th in rushing attempts against. So the Jets are losing all these games because the run defense has been getting just absolutely crushed. And meanwhile, the Colts almost exclusively run the football. So it's almost all their yards and almost all their attempted plays are runs. So it's basically the perfect storm here. Now you throw in that the Jets are also like the most penalized team in the NFL, one of the most. It's like, this is bad, man. They're going to be behind the sticks all day. And then you go to the other side, and it's just more ugliness. The Jets, fewest rushing attempts of any team in the NFL, man, and one of the worst completion percentages in the NFL as well. So it's just bad and more bad, and and more bad after that. So it's just a horrible matchup for the Jets all the way around. Now you look at the other game, so it's Colts all day, and then the other one, the Vikings and the Titans. This one's even better. Because we saw last week. If you guys watched there was other games on, but I watched the Titans, right, and the Chargers. And the thing is, I had all the games on, but the one that was on the big TV was the Titans and the Chargers. Now, I loved the Chargers in that game. That's why I watched it. And I told Costi, bet everything you own on the Chargers in that game. And I believe that this game sets up very similar to the Chargers game against the Titans because of this. The pass rush gets home against the Titans like nobody's freaking business, man. Will Levis got lit up for 7 sacks, is what they counted it as 7 sacks last week. But it's actually more than that, because the one where he got absolutely drilled and fumbled the ball, and then the lineman picked it up and gained 3 yards when he got arm tackled by a cornerback, which always looks funny, didn't count as a sack, which was strange. But believe me, they were getting home on him all day long. 27th in the NFL in sacks allowed for the Titans. Meanwhile, the Vikings, 4th in the NFL in sacking the quarterback. They're going to be one ugly bitch, man. They're going to be very, very ugly. The Titans offense running the football ineffectively, man. This is going to be very, very bad. All the defensive statistics against the run are the Vikings number 1 in yards per carry against. They're number 2 in rushing yards against in the NFL. The Titans are not going to be able to run the football. They're going to have to throw, and it's going to be a beat down. Ugly. I'm taking the Vikings and laying the points.
Brian?
I already went,
it's just the way I see it.
I disagree with Mitch's pick.
Fair enough. Let's keep it rolling. Next 3, Dolphins and the Raiders. Dolphins, I'm now seeing 7.5 pop up. Ooh, shit. Green Bay land 5.5 on Chicago, and we got Denver laying 2 on Atlanta. Costi, you're up.
Hate this slot. Pass on the Vegas Miami game. I can't take either side of this one. Miami shouldn't be 7.5 over anyone. It just shows how bad Vegas is. Pass on that one. You said Atlanta, and what was the third one?
Chicago.
5.5 is such a bad number to bet on the road in the NFL, but Chicago is just ass. I think Green Bay is in a good spot here for a rebound. They just lost to the Lions. You saw what Chicago was last week. This is the microcosm of the entire season for the Bears. Caleb Williams, I said it all along from day one. He's ass. Should never have been the pick that he was. He's overvalued at USC, and now he's inaccurate in the NFL. Wow. It's not a surprise to anyone by now, but I've been saying this all along. I think Green Bay comes in there, makes a statement. This is they have to keep winning to stay up top there to get in a good spot here for the playoffs. So I see them blowing them out. I don't love it. It's not a play that I actually released, but I could easily see them blowing them out. And then in the third one, give me Atlanta here for this reason. The value on the spread was based on a dome team going to play a cold weather game. Well, it's 50 degrees in Denver right now. Weather's not going to be an issue. Denver, you're starting to see a regression here. I know they played two of the better teams in the NFL the last 2 weeks, and they actually should have beat Kansas City, but that was a division game. You saw them get blown out of Baltimore, and the games that they played prior to that, they played some crappy teams. So I think Atlanta comes in here. This is just they'll be able to run the ball on them because Denver's best asset on defense is their secondary, and Atlanta runs the ball really well. So I think they'll be able to attack the Denver linebackers and the front four and assert the run. And if they do that, not saying this could be a blowout, but I'd rather have the points in my back pocket here. Take Atlanta for me.
Jovan.
Looking at this Atlanta Falcons and Denver Broncos game, I just think that Denver, if their offense isn't gonna come with it in this one, then they're gonna get blown out. The defense can only hold it together for so long, and I think that there's gonna be points with the Atlanta Falcons in this one. No, I usually don't say that about Atlanta because I'm actively an Atlanta Falcon hater, but I think this is a spot where your Kirk Cousins, is gonna you know, do some nice things. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Broncos defense, they have been playing well, but I've seen a little bit of chinks in their armor as of late. So, and that's on both offense and defense. Offense, when you got Bo Nix as your top runner or one of your top runners, then there's a problem. So I'm just waiting for them to get exposed, and I think this might be a spot where they do get exposed. Uh, no, 7.5. It's a lot of points. With a Miami team who just got their first win in a while, but I'm gonna back them against the Raiders. No, I'm not gonna trust the game or anything. I'm if the best course of action for me, if I wanted to, bet it or something, would be to put it in the parlay, a sweepstakes ticket or something like that. See if I can strike gold. But other than that, can't do it. I just think that Miami's defense, they've been playing well, and if Tua could, have, because he hasn't played a complete game. He's, his games since coming back haven't been the most spectacular, but there's been some signs where, he's ready to have one of those 300 plus yard, 3 touchdown games. He hasn't even cracked 220, 230 or whatever it is. So I think he's due, for a big game. And the Raiders, even though they do have a decent secondary, I think he could shred them. So this Miami for me. And what was the third one?
Green Bay, Chicago.
Under. Um, the Bears, their offense is broken. And they scapegoated their offensive coordinator when the head coach should have got fired. So until they could show me that they could get to 10 points. Because last 3 games they haven't gone to double digits. So and it usually takes 2 to get to an over. So I don't know if they can contribute to reaching the total in this one. So give me the under.
I'm on the Packers. The Packers own the Bears. It just is what it is. Aaron Rodgers, last time he played them, we heard him score a touchdown and yell at him in Chicago, "I own you." And the Bears haven't responded since then. We heard Aaron Rodgers turn around and say, "I've transferred the ownership to Jordan Love," and he has. The Bears are ass. Short, sweet, simple. Terrible. They're the exact team I've been claiming them to be all season long. All their wins are against the worst teams in the league. Y'all aren't going no damn where. Y'all probably going to get taken behind the shed today. Give me Green Bay. They own Chicago. I'm all over Denver. Atlanta, laying points on the road. I mean, not laying, but expecting the Falcons to do anything on the road, cross conference, outside, colder weather. I know it's not as cold as it's supposed to be, but still, this is a dome team with a dome quarterback who's been a dome quarterback basically is the last couple seasons. He was in Minnesota. Now he's in Atlanta. What have the Falcons done to suggest that they can come in here and win this game? Nothing, in my opinion. It's the same team that has struggled in recent memory. They lost on the road to a bad New Orleans team, a New Orleans team that lost 6 in a row. Granted, I do understand it was a head coaching firing. It's a division game, different type of game. But when they played Tampa, a banged-up Tampa team, it wasn't all that appealing to me. They did beat up on Carolina on the road, but that's Carolina. Like, I just haven't seen enough from Atlanta to suggest that they can go in there and win this game. I think when I think of how these two teams actually match up on the field,
they beat Philly on the road.
Yeah, way earlier in the season. I'm not high on Philly either. So,
well, shocker.
Yeah, I know. So that don't move the needle for me. If they go in here and win this game, I will give Atlanta all the credit in the world. I will give them all the credit in the world. But this is a Broncos-style spot, bounce-back spot at home, at the crib, coming off back-to-back losses. They played the 2 best teams in the AFC. Now they're playing an NFC team in the Falcons, who they match up really well with. What is the path for Atlanta here in this game? Y'all trust Kirk Cousins to dot up this Broncos defense? Hell no.
Run game.
Huh?
Run game.
I don't trust Bijan Robinson to run this football in this game. I don't.
What?
I don't. Last season, he didn't really do nothing running the football. And this season, I've yet to see him really do it on a good football team. So what I'm saying is the book's still out on Atlanta for me, and the line tells you everything you need to know. The Broncos are favored at home for a reason. I know it's not 3, but I don't care. I'm on Denver. To me, when I think of Atlanta and I think of the team that matches up best against, like, what is the play style that matches up best against Atlanta? It's Denver. It's Denver. A defensive team, and then on the road, outside. Yeah, I'm on the Broncos outright money line, or lay the 2. I'm sorry, I'm gonna lay the 2. And then no way in hell I'm laying 7.5 with the Dolphins. Can't lay points with bad teams. Simple. Can't lay points with bad teams. So I'm on the Raiders, I'm on the Packers, and I'm on the Broncos. Mitch?
I'm on the Raiders for sure. Hate the Dolphins. Can't stand McDaniels. Sucks. It's because I'm prejudiced. Whatever. Terrible. It's awful. It's not a genius. He's a moron. Can't count to 3. Can't count to 10. Can't do anything. They won last week. Basically just creates more value on the Raiders. I like the Bears a lot in that game against the Packers. I gave out the Bears in my YouTube video, and I got some great comments on that game too from all of you out there. I really appreciate it. You guys are just really, really nice to me in there too. Let me see if I can just read a couple quick ones. These cappers give false picks for viewers to see and bet the opposite so they get better value for their own pick. Especially these guys got to pay that $50 for 3 days for the real picks.
Do y'all understand how dumb that shit sounds in actual practice? Like, yeah, we want to come on and tell thousands of people the wrong shit so that they could come back and talk shit about us. Yeah, that's what we want to do.
I swear I always bet the opposite of this guy. I'm starting to think Mitch is working for the sports pick companies. Worst pick ever. Bad pick, my friend. Green Bay should win this game. No, I'm just reading the comments right in line here. Green Bay should win this game, no problem. If they don't win this game, football is rigged. Now if that doesn't lock you in on the Bears, nothing's gonna do it, man.
Bet everything on the Bears. Green
Bay all day. Teams with new offensive coordinators usually are hard to defend.
I kind of
big day for Josh Jacobs incoming. You know, I mean,
any other rivalry, I would be with you, but in this one, I kind of agree with him. Like, Mitch, why? Let me ask you, why are you switching up now? Like, why are you switching up?
Because I've had the Packers as my play of the week twice this year.
Against
lost
who?
Both times.
Against who though? Was it against
whoever they played last time? Man, they played
Vikings probably.
No, whoever they played the last game. Who they played last game?
Just to refresh everybody's memory, let me go through the recent history between Packers Bears. Last season, 17-9, 38-20. All right. Before that, 28-19, 27-20.
Oh, the freaking Lions.
45-30. Before that, 24-14. Before that, 35-16. Before that, 41-25. Before that, 21-13. Before that, 10-3. The Bears haven't sniffed even being close since 2018 when they lost 24-23. Oh, no, take that back. They won in 2018. They won 24-17. But
do you think the Jaguars are any good?
No.
Well, the Packers beat them by 3, so this would be a cover. Then
where was that game?
They beat the Rams 24-19, so that would be a cover with this number 2. They beat the Texans by 2. That would be a cover with this number. They beat the Colts by 6. That would be a cover with this number or close to it. And they lost they've only played in their wins. They've only had 1 or 2 games that they would that they even would have covered this number against anybody. Jordan Love sucks, man. He's hideous. He's heinous.
Did they play the Bears? You got to look at the other side of the
coin.
The
Bears. Bear down.
Same Bears team that lost by 6 to Houston. Lost by 5 to the Colts.
And joy of
same Bears team that got beat by the Commanders, by the Chiefs, by the Patriots, and the Cardinals. Like, I don't know, man. There's no path.
The path is this.
I think
everyone's the world's on the Packers.
Man. The world wins sometimes.
Not in that one. They're not.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, I'm not the world is on one team type person, but I saw those YouTube comments, and that's just from the video that I did. If you go back to our NFL show, it gets even worse, man. It gets even worse than that. It's like
right though. The thing, it would be different if they weren't correct in their analysis. I just read you the history of these two teams. Everything.
We'll have to do a halftime show today. We'll have to do a halftime show. We'll have to do a halftime show today. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, because you'll be in game in the Bears. Is basically what's going to happen.
You might not get an opportunity to because they'll be up by 14.
The Packers own Chicago. When you look up ownership of the Chicago Bears, it says the green.
Well, when I was a kid, the Dolphins beat the Bills 20 in a row, man. All the good things come to an end.
But it's Caleb Williams the one that changed.
Here's the other ones.
Like, I hear your arguments, but you're
Mitch is smoking something.
You're not giving me
it's like
you got to give me a path, and I see no path, none. But I'll digress. I'll leave.
Mitch High at ASF. You got the
Mitch High ASF.
Gotta love Mitch's Bears pick.
You were singing a song on the show. Bear down, Chicago Bears.
Here it is. Here you go, Jay. Don't pay attention, but Mitch is purposely betting against you. The books bust his head up every time.
I feel like we have a lot of games of the day. We have Green Bay, Chicago, Jets, Colts, Denver, Atlanta. This is a big day.
But we're at that time of year, you know,
it's
where
a
it's
big
like
day.
the rubber meets the road, you know.
Yeah.
The rubber meets the road, and it's, you know, we are at that time of year.
Tennessee, big game.
I mean, we saw it yesterday. You know, we saw it yesterday in college football too, man. Same thing. Like, I mean, did you see Purdue's game plan against Penn State? I mean, it happens.
You mean the actual field game plan?
Yeah, the game plan that they executed out there. It's like
with the extra lines, a little deeper in the end zone.
Yeah, it's like
let's just make the whole end zone black, and then
it's Canadian. It's Canadian football.
Yeah.
It's Canadian football, man.
They went past the goalpost. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep going.
Brian,
We shouldn't have hired that Canadian to do the
All
field.
right, it's my turn. I gotta say, I 1,000% agree with Mitch. He's hit it right on the head. I just wish I would have put the Bears in as a premium play. I really was that. I mean, this is a circle game for these Chicago Bears fans. What are they? They haven't covered 10 in a row.
they've been
They're
circling it for
25
years, and they get their ass bust every time.
1,000%.
His numbers, if you compare his numbers to Jordan Love, they aren't that much different. And
mind you,
Bears
Jordan
have been
Love missed the game, so
5.5.
that makes it even worse that their stats are comparable. He missed the game.
Packers
Remember, it was Skinny Malik. We saw Skinny Malik.
Hey,
They're not going to cover this spread. Take that to the bank.
The Jets need Skinny Malik.
Bears easy today.
The Packers might win the game.
Yeah,
but,
Packers.
But the Bears are going to cover, man, for sure.
Based
it's a
on
3-point game.
Because I said so.
There. Anything else, Brian? Sorry, my bad.
No, I'm so positive. I only need one. You only need one pick today. Take the Bears.
Y'all loving them Bears today, man. We'll see.
Humping up on them.
Y'all humping up on the Bears.
Humping up.
Let's keep it rolling. We'll do the last 3 games in the NFL today. Niners, Seahawks, Bills, Chiefs, Chargers, Bengals. Javon, you go first.
Sheesh, I'm heavily invested in all these games. Let's see what I could bring out of these games. You know what? We're gonna look at an under with the Seahawks and the 49ers. The first game was a high scoring shootout. Now I know that the 49ers, they got basically their full offense back. But, you know, you're dealing with a Seattle Seahawks team who they're coming off their bye, so they might be, you know, ready for them. And, you know, a lot of times what I like to do is I like to take the opposite of what happened in the first game, you know, because adjustments will be made. So with that said, you know, it's a high total, 48.5. It's probably going to get bigger than that as the day progresses. So give me the under in that one. The big game, you know, you got the Bills and the Chiefs. You know, first team to score or first touchdown. And I say it's the Bills. You know, just being at home, the way that the Chiefs are playing, you know, they're on the road, you know, behind enemy lines. You know, I think that the Bills, you know, be the first team to score and the first score be a touchdown. So if you can find it, you know, bet that. Not to say, you know, what's going to happen in the whole game, because we already know the Chiefs usually find a way. You know, and then you have the Mahomes as a dog, and, you know, Andy Reid as a dog, and, you know, so, you know, it's going to be one of those games that goes down to the wire. That's for damn sure. And sheesh, this Bengals Chargers game is really flew off the handle with the total, because it wasn't this early in the week. It wasn't 48.5. That's for damn sure. So might want some buyback on that. I know that the Bengals defense, isn't all that. They could get ran on, passed on, and everything, but I don't know. Once I see a total go that far up, I usually want to buy back on that number, and it's probably get the 49 at least. So, give me the under.
Chiefs, 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 Chiefs. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I've been beating that drum all year. Told y'all last week. If the Bills don't do it, them boys is going undefeated, and they're gonna be the first team in NFL history to run the gauntlet.
Don't do that.
I've been saying that from the start. So my chips already on the table.
I know, and it should have ended last week,
but it didn't.
But it didn't. So
it didn't. We still rolling.
They are not. Listen, we seen teams routinely go 11-0, maybe even 12-0. They're nowhere close to threatening for an undefeated season.
That's what y'all think. That's what y'all think. I don't see that. I keep telling y'all the reason why I think that they can is because they have the best coach in the game in Andy Reid, the best coach in the game. You know what else they got? The best quarterback in the game in Patrick Mahomes. You know what else they got? A top 5 defense in the NFL. You know what that comes together as? One of the best teams in the league. They're the defending Super Bowl champs and have yet to lose a game. And they're underdogs here, bro. Are y'all fucking serious? Are y'all serious?
We used to see
is the league serious, bro? Why do y'all keep hating on Mahomes, man? This shit is.
We used to see the Indianapolis Colts under Peyton Manning routinely do this 11-0, 12-0.
Man, Peyton Manning can't hold Patrick Mahomes' jockstrap. Peyton Manning can't hold Patrick Mahomes' jockstrap. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, bro. The Chiefs are the Chiefs.
He's not. He's having the worst statistical year of his career,
and they're still undefeated.
No,
so
I mean, but you can't say he's not playing at a high level though. He's not playing at a high level. And for you to go undefeated, you have to have your quarterback play at a high level, not throw picks.
And if there's a guy who I think can cut it on at a moment's notice at any moment, it's this one. So you just talking all the right things to me. If y'all can't beat him with him playing like that, what make you think when he cut it on, it's gonna be any better?
He ain't gonna cut it on. Not the way he's playing.
If that's what you thinking, that Mahomes not gonna cut it on, I'm sorry, you in for a long season for the rest of the year. That's just my thoughts, man.
There's been spots where he should have cut it on, and what he did was throw a pick.
And they came out with a dub, man. All I know is what the numbers tell me. When they list that boy Mahomes as an underdog, here's the numbers. Everybody say they know the numbers, but I just want y'all to know. 12, 1, and 1 straight up. When he's an underdog, 12, 1, and 1 straight up. 11 and 3 ATS. Bro, I'm just saying, fam. Unless you have a clear reason to fade these boys, and we done seen it happen. I like the Bills. The Bills are a good football team. But they not finna beat the Chiefs today. It's not happening. It's not happening. Had they came and opened up the Chiefs as a favorite in this game, I might have thinking about taking the Bills. I might have thought about it. But now you came and gave these boys the motivation as an underdog. Like we know, we done seen this before. We've been here, done that. And I'm not the guy who likes to try to be the smartest guy in the room. I could get two shits about that. I just like looking at shit for what it is. And what it is the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. They've been that, and they're going to be the first team to three-peat in the league. Nobody's ever won 3 championships in a row. The Chiefs will be the first. And I think they do it undefeated and cement themselves as the best team, the best legacy in NFL history. That's my story. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Give me the Chiefs. I'm laying it. Outright money line in that one. I'm on the Niners. The Seahawks are ass. This is a Seahawks team that's quote unquote supposed to have one of the best home field advantages in the league. And they've been beaten up in 3 straight home games. Really, 4 straight home games. The Giants came in there busting them up. The Niners came in there busting them up. The Bills came in there busting them up. And then they lost last week to the Rams. So if you can't get it done at home, I damn sure. Where you're supposed to be great, I damn sure can't trust you on the road. Give me San Francisco. Stick a fork in the Seahawks, bro. I've never been a Geno Smith guy. Clappy is now gone. You know, McDonald, rookie head coach. Don't trust him as the season progresses. There's a They now have the book on what his teams are trying to do. Give me the Niners. And last but not least, hey, the Chargers will finish the season with a losing record. That's my story.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sticking to it. That's what I'm saying.
You're crazy today. Everyone
I shoot threes. I shoot deep threes, and when we make them, we pound our chest and be like, "I was right." When we lose, we come in here and say, "Damn, I was wrong." The Chargers are ass. They're not a good football team. This is a Bengals outright win tonight. I think the Chargers are headed for a losing streak. I got them losing tonight. I got them losing next week to the Ravens. I got them losing to the Falcons, and I got them losing to the Chiefs. After that, that puts them at 6-7 with a losing record. And then after that, they have a decent schedule to try to make the playoffs. Bucks, Broncos, Patriots, Raiders. But they're going on a 4-game losing streak starting now. They haven't played anybody thus far this season, and when they have, they've lost. All their wins are against the bottom tier teams in the league, and when they played the better teams, they've lost. The Steelers, the Cardinals, the Chiefs. I'm not moved because they beat the Titans, the Browns, the Saints. The Broncos, decent win. That's their best win is the Broncos. And we just heard y'all takes on the Broncos a minute ago against the Falcons. Nobody likes the Broncos. So, I mean, and the Raiders. So what's the path here for the Chargers? I don't see one. I'm fading their ass. Give me Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase back up against the wall. When you look at these two teams in a vacuum, yes, one team's 6-3. Yes, one team's 4-6. But it's only because of strength of schedule. One team has played probably the toughest schedule you probably could have played. The other team has played nobody. The Bengals are still the better football team. Justin Herbert is ass. He's not good. That's my story. Sticking to it. Unless J.K. Dobbins comes in here and just runs rampant, I don't see the Chargers winning this game on the Bengals. That's my story. Sticking to it. That's how I end the NFL today. Mitch.
Oh man, lot of information there. A lot of information.
What happened? What just happened?
But so Jay loves Joe Burrow, and he always talks about the Bengals against the Chiefs and how Burrow is the guy that beat Mahomes or whatever. But actually, the Bills have the same record against them. And the thing is that all of those games that the Bills beat the Chiefs. All of them, except for one, was in Kansas City. They've only played in Buffalo one time last year in the playoffs, where the Bills statistically beat the shit out of the Chiefs and still lost. They beat the shit out of them statistically. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I've been wrong before, but I'll tell you what. I don't see it, man. I don't see the Chiefs getting home in this one. I don't see how they get it done, man. They've been to Buffalo. All those games, those Chiefs-Bill games, one time, man, they played in Buffalo. One time, man. It's like, that's crazy. That's like Virgil Hill, the boxer. All of his fights were in Bismarck, North Dakota. It's like, it's the same thing, man. It's like they're always home. It's like, they're not home here, man. They're not home here. I'm going to take the Bills.
When also, we did come over there, we took a dub, though. We took a dub.
That's not the Cowboys.
I'm sure they remember.
It's on the hype train. We got the Chargers are just a better team than the Bengals this year. I see all the things that Jay says. The schedule has been fairly light for the Chargers. They play a last place schedule. Here's a coach that took over a team that was, if it was Colorado, we'd be talking about how great they are, but it's not. It's the Chargers, right? So it's like, here's a real turnaround story. And the way the Chargers have done it is they're the boringest freaking team in the entire NFL. They just do not make any mistakes, man. They just don't make mistakes. And what else do? They put the heat on the quarterback, man. They are third in the NFL at sacking the quarterback. Now, the Bengals, when they lost Joe Mixon, they lost their running game, man. They just cannot run the football. This is why they have struggled this year. Meanwhile, they're going to be dropping back the pass up against that Chargers pass rush. I don't know if you saw with the Will Levis show last week, but like I said, man, the Chargers were absolutely getting home on them. The Bengals defense is going to be on the field all freaking night, man, because they have been dragged up and down the field all season, man. 23rd in pass attempts, 23rd against the pass, 27th in rushing attempts against, man. You know what that means? the other team has had a lot of plays, man, and the Bengals don't have a lot of plays. So I see that defense getting drug up and down the field, a lot like last week against the Titans, where the first half might be somewhat competitive, and then the second half is this really boring, grinded out, whatever. And it's like they'll put the Bengals in a bad spot where they'll have to take chances, and then all of a sudden the pass rush starts getting home. I like the Chargers in this one. Take the Chargers.
Simple.
Put a little something on the Chargers.
Right?
So we're totally polar opposites here. And the other game is the Seahawks. Is the other one? Yeah, I like the Seahawks against the Niners. Niners 0-8 against the number following a win.
All right, I gotta say I agree again with everything Mitch said. He's just hitting it right on the head. Two of those, I don't know what's going on today, but two of those games are premium picks, so I'll just concentrate on the Chargers and Bengals. For me, I'm going to take the Chargers. They have played a super weak schedule, but I think Harbaugh's just got this team in line. They have the much better defense. I think Cincinnati's just they are what they are. They're 4-6 for a reason. Chargers at home, national TV. You don't really have to we're laying 1.5. I think San Diego, LA is the clear choice here.
Take the Chargers.
Take the Chargers.
Costi?
I'm going to pass on the Seattle-San Fran game. No opinion there, but there's something that you just do automatically without even the analysis. When you get points in your back pocket with Mahomes, you just auto bet. We've been saying this for years. What makes you think that this Buffalo team that has no Dalton Kincaid, no Keon Coleman, who are they going to throw the ball to? Amari Cooper's banged up.
In what world?
They have Amari Cooper's banged up. We saw this Buffalo team get destroyed by the Ravens. They're still that same team with injuries. Josh Allen can't do it all by himself. I'm not saying Mahomes is sitting here.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns last time these two teams played.
Kansas City is one of those teams this year. They got through that game last week. That was that L on their schedule. Now they got through it. I don't think this game is going to be as close as everybody thinks. I think Kansas City wins this game by a touchdown. I'm not overcomplicating it. They're the better team. They're the better defensive team. They have more offensive weapons.
They got the better coach. They got the better quarterback. Keep it going. Keep going.
It's just better coach, better quarterback, better defensive coach. It's scary how much better they are on paper with this Buffalo team that's banged up. Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman are 2 of the best weapons that they have on that team. What are they going to do without them? I don't see that it's not going to be enough. Kansas City wins this game, and then I'm with Jay.
Yeah, but Juju Smith-Schuster's active for the Chiefs, so you got to take the other team.
Exciting, very exciting.
All right, there you go, Jerry Jeudy or Juju Smith-Schuster.
Finally, you got me,
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, man. Jerry Jeudy.
Finally, you got me.
There you go.
And then I'm taking the Bengals as well. Bengals are on the bubble right now. Sitting at that record of 4-6, they are literally on the bubble with the Colts to get that 7th spot. So they have to win this game. This is if I'm looking at it from the Chargers' perspective. Yes, they have won the games. That
so half the season left. You're examining the playoff race.
If they lose this game 4-7, it's going to be very hard for them to make the playoffs.
That's why we're good.
9-8 won't do it.
They still have they have to play Pittsburgh. They have to
with the way the division sets up with how good Baltimore and Pittsburgh are. They got.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals miss the playoffs and Zach Taylor gets fired. I mean, I think that
I wouldn't be shocked either. And
here's the factor that I take the Bengals
because of his success there. He did take them to their first Super Bowl ever, but it's like.
Hey, Philly fired their coach. He won their first Super Bowl ever.
First Super Bowl ever.
Not ever.
Not
Super Bowl.
Not ever. My bad.
Third.
My bad.
Third.
Not ever. My bad. But in my lifetime is really what I meant to say.
This is the X factor when I play the Bengals. The X factor is T. Higgins. As good as Jamar Chase is, and he could put up to 270 yards like he did versus Ray, they're almost unstoppable offensively when both of those guys are active and playing, and he's cleared to play. He's in this weird contract year where even if he has a blister on his toe, he's out. Well, this game he's back. They're going to expose that secondary of the Chargers. Joe Burrow is going to get the ball out fast enough so the pass rush doesn't matter. And if the Chargers don't get out to a lead and they can't control the run game, I think it's going to get ugly.
He just texted me, T. Higgins, and he said he doesn't like you. So,
well, if he has a blister on his toe this year, he's not playing. Just letting you know. Blister, he's out. So
said you tell Costi to play with the blister, man.
I got him on the fantasy team. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Tell Costi to
I
play.
have no
with
hope with him.
Oh, that's what you get for
contract.
That's what you get for being a grown man playing fantasy sports.
Just pay him. I need him. I need him for the stretch run.
Grown man. What's your fantasy team name?
I have a couple.
Damone's 5-point plan.
One is Truckin' Russians. One is Special K. And one is Balls Deep.
Balls
nothing
Deep's
wrong with
old.
fantasy.
That's old.
I play fantasy football. Nothing wrong with that.
What's your team name, Brian?
I am a 4-time champion or something.
What's your team name?
That's your team name?
Yeah, for fantasy champion. That's what it is.
Oh, no, that's terrible. Really?
I got two team names for fantasy football. I haven't played in forever. Damone's 5-point plan and the Bipolar Bears.
That's the best one. You told me that one before. That's what they are this year. Today they're not the manic ones. They're the depressed ones.
That's all the NFL for today, fellas.
Find out what she's ordering. Order for her.
We still got a huge NBA card to break down, man. Let's jump into it.
Geez.
First 3 games, we got Suns, Timberwolves, Heat, Pacers, Cavs, Hornets. Jovan went first last, so I'm up. I'm on Indiana. I love the spot for Indiana today. Bounce back spot at home at the crib. That also happens to be a revenge game. And on top of that, it's a quick revenge game. Oh, my God. It's like a triple entendre. I'm on the Pacers in this one. On the flip side, I hate the spot for Miami. Miami, this is going to be their 6th straight road game. It's the last game of this long road trip. They do return home after this one. Jimmy Butler game time decision, but it's looking like he's not playing because the line's starting to go up. If you can bet the Pacers, I would bet them right now before that line get out of control. But I like the Pacers today. And then I would lean Timberwolves. The Suns just haven't been that same team on the road as they are at home. We're starting to see their injuries really catch up to them. Minnesota, I get it. They're still the house of disappointment. They're still a goddamn house of disappointment. But I lean towards them today. I do. I lean towards the Timberwolves. I hate laying extended numbers with this team, but I lean towards them today. And I am the guy telling y'all, unless I have a clear reason to fade the red-hot Cleveland Cavs the way they're playing right now, I really don't want to do so. But if there was a spot I was going to do so, it's today. I like them Hornets, man. I like them Hornets, man. I like them. They got the outright win for me yesterday in Milwaukee. They are on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, now playing the best record team in the league and a team that has covered ATS-wise. So it does make me a little nervous. But I think a young team like Charlotte, not as impacted by the back-to-back, they are playing decently. I'm on Charlotte in that one. And then injury report-wise, the Cavs are banged up. Mobley game time decision. Mitchell not playing. Come on, Charlotte. Let's see. Mitch?
I'm taking Charlotte as well against the Cavs with the points. The Cavs train, I was on it early. I'm off it now. I like Minnesota too, but once again, just like Jay, hard to be convinced of this team is going to do anything for me. But the Suns without Durant have not been very good. I like the Pacers in that one against the Heat. They played this exact same series, but both games were in Miami last year at this exact same time. Miami won the first one. The Pacers won the second one. I think it's going to be exactly the same, but in Indiana. Funny how that works. Kossie T. Higgins said he hates your guts.
He still doesn't fuck with you.
Hates your guts. Tell Kostie to play with the blister, man.
Play with the blister, man. Play with the blister.
Brian,
Paper cut. I'm out.
Yeah, as far as this grouping goes, I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets plus the points. There's 3 NBA teams I've been focused on this year: Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Hornets, and the Portland Trailblazers. And I just think if you're getting this many points, they covered 4 of the last 5. Cleveland's been covering bunch team. They're all 3 straight non-covers. I just think there's too many points. I'll take the Hornets.
Kossie?
We did everything in the 6 o'clock slot.
Just the first 3 games.
My first 3 games. What were they, real quick? They're different than yours.
Suns, Heat, Cavs.
Pass on the House of Disappointment, even though I hate the Suns. Pacers for me. It's a quick revenge game. They just played each other at Miami, Indiana at home. And they're still only favored in the same exact spot as they played each other. Or Miami, it just flip-flops. So I think that Miami blow them out. This could be a quick revenge game. They'll be able to get the job done at home. And then the last one you said is the Charlotte-Cleveland. Yeah, too many injuries now for Cleveland. This is the time to jump off the train. I'll take the 10 with Hornets.
And Jovan.
Yeah, it'll have to be Minnesota for me. They got their win last game. They was up real big, and then they kind of let it slip. It ended up being a 4-point game. So there's that. I don't like that. When teams get up big and they hold on for dear life at the end. So if the same thing happens in this one, it could be a backdoor cover situation because it's at 3 possessions right now. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Timberwolves, continue to do what they did to them in the playoffs, which is to beat the shit out of them. And not by stalking into the Hornets. As this level of play from the Cleveland Cavaliers just isn't sustainable, and this team reminds me of the team that you saw years ago with Donovan Mitchell in Utah.
In Utah, yep, they do.
Him and Rudy Gobert, they were come out the gate hard type
on it sometimes, bro. They do.
You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly who they remind me of.
This brand of ball, high level of play isn't sustainable. They'll fade, once it comes down to, crunch time and seeing who the real teams are. They'll be one of the top 3, top 2 teams or whatever in the East. But will it matter? I don't think you will in the playoffs.
Do you think that's just a product of who Donovan Mitchell is? Like, he's a top tier star in the league, but we don't think of him as like an A tier star in the league. Like, do you think that's the case? That's why we think of them in that way, or is this they got to prove it to us before we believe in him?
I mean, yeah, he's really gonna have to prove it. I mean, he has a certain brand of basketball where, he's ball dominant, not really all that effective without the ball in his hands. So, there's kind of a stigma with him if you want to get to that next level. So he's gonna have to shed that. But yeah, it's just basically the makeup of the team. Those Utah teams and this Cleveland team, they kind of made up in the same ways. Well, actually, I would say that I'll be disrespecting Jared Allen if I compared him to Rudy Gobert, because Jared Allen at least has a little bit of offensive game with him. He puts up more production as far as points go. So Rudy Gobert, he's just a bum as far as I'm concerned. So
the word stiff.
Lives off stiff. Yeah, he's
stiff.
stiff. Yeah, he's a stiff. So he's a liability on the offensive end of the court, and if he's facing somebody that's comparable to him that could do something to him offensively, he's gonna shut down. So i.e. the Joker, guys like that. But anyway, that's talking about those old Utah teams. As far as this one goes, I like what Charlotte's been able to do with their game. So I think this is too many points.
It's like what Draymond said about Gobert. He's the sixth best player on Minnesota. He doesn't even count. It's like
Keep it rolling. Next three, we got Washington at home with Detroit coming in. We got Memphis at home with Denver coming in. And we got Portland at home with Atlanta coming in. Mitch?
I like Portland, but it just seems a little trappy for me. The line's dropping like crazy in this game too. I've been on the ton this year. I think lean there. The other one is Memphis against Denver. So no John Morant in this game.
And
Memphis.
Jokic may not play.
May not play also personal reasons. So I don't know, man. I like the under. I think it's without those guys. Memphis, when Ja doesn't play, they go to like a real defense-heavy team is what they do. And Denver on the road is always defense. So under for me in that one. What's the other one?
It was Wizards Pistons.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll take the Pistons in that one. I like what the Pistons are doing. So kind of like my NFL analysis I've been doing kind of similar on the NBA. I've been looking not necessarily at the percentages as much, but more like the attempts, like how many shots are teams actually getting off on them? How many shots are they actually taking and things like that, as opposed to just looking at the percentage, because it's like if a team takes 2 threes and hits one, that's 50%, right? But it's a lot different if they're putting them up. So like the Wizards, take only 38. They take 38 threes a game. They only hit a dozen. It's terrible at it. While the Pistons are so good at guarding the perimeter, this is why they're covering spreads, is they're really guarding the perimeter. They're 11th in the league in three-pointers shot against them. They don't even let teams get the shot off against them. And then when they do, they're hitting them at a pretty low rate as well. I like the Pistons in this one. I think this is one of those ones where it's just ugly. Same thing, shots in general. The Pistons are just D'ing it up, man. I like them. I like the Pistons. I like Ivy. I like what they're doing. Like all of them. Well, someone had to fill in for Burks. Once Burks left, that was it was a big hole to fill, and they knew one guy couldn't do it, so they all had to give just 20% more.
They figured it out.
Filled 100.
Figured it out.
Yeah, it's without Burks, they're a different team, but
Brian, what you like here?
All right, in this time slot, I am Mr. Detroit Piston. I've been riding them all year, but I'm going to jump off today. I think Washington is about as low as you can get. 7 or 8 straight up losses in a row. I think they've only covered 1 out of the last 7 or 8 games.
Well, they don't have any players. They got no one on their team.
The Pistons are a team that I don't want to lay, 5.5, 6 points with. I like them when I'm getting points on the road. So for me, I'm going to take the Washington. I'm going to take the Washington Wizards here plus the points. I don't know if they're going to win the game. I think they get the cover.
Costi?
Yeah, the only one I like here, I see that the line's dropping for Portland, but I'm still riding Portland at home. They're the better team. It's the fade the Hawks season. And look, with DeAndre Ayton being out, guess who steps in? Donovan Clingham, UConn boy, dropped 17 and 12 last game. Great big man with great hands. Scoot, still really efficient.
That didn't even sound. That sounded like Ruffalo. Like he's a great man with great hands. It's like that's creepy, man.
Got good hands.
It's not that kind of show. Not that kind of show.
He's got soft hands.
Not that.
Leave
kind
Clingham
of
alone. Leave him alone. 17 and 12.
Not that kind of show.
No, that's the only one I like here. Portland at home.
All righty. Javon.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with that play with Portland. I saw Clingan play, and he's ready. Let's just say that. He's absolutely ready. DeAndre Ayton, he might as well take a seat. So, because I don't know if he's gonna be able to get his spot back if he doesn't return soon. Clinging the way he mans the middle, he's a game changer. On the defensive end. I could only go under with this Denver Memphis game. Likely that the Joker doesn't play, no jaw. Mitch is right when he says that when Jaw doesn't play, they're more of a defensive leaning team. So only go under with that one. And I actually want to be on the other side with Washington, but I'm not gonna. I would need at least 3 more points to consider them. So it's at 5.5. I can't do that.
Wow, they just put all the a lot of big players out here today in the NFL.
Not T. Higgins.
Laporte
has been out.
Yep, he continues to be out. Devontae Adams is active.
Illness active.
Of course, y'all know where I'm at. I'm on the Blazers, Hawks, #1 team on the do not bet list. Yes, they have won and covered in back-to-back games. Just creates more value on the other side. Portland at home. We have made money with Portland at home. Our back-to-back home wins over Minnesota. Beat New Orleans back-to-back at home. We can trust Portland in Portland, I believe. I'm fading Atlanta's ass. Still the #1 losing team in the NBA last 2 seasons combined, and it's not even close. So give me Portland. Bro, they are spamming today. Like
they're over spamming.
They are
crazy,
over
right?
Today.
I usually buy my products from YouTube.
They are over spamming today.
I haven't seen it this much. There was a lot.
I know. I'm also leaning towards the Pistons. I don't love it. I'm kind of in that same space Brian was saying. Like, I get it. Laying 5.5 points on the road with the Pistons does kind of make my stomach hurt. But on the flip side, the Wizards are just ass. That's just what they are. The Wizards have now lost 5 straight games by double digits. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it a 6 today. The Pistons are improved, and these are the must-win games for them if we're going to take them seriously. So I think they for sure win the game. 5.5. It's a bad number, but I'm going to lean towards Detroit. And then I'm going to take Memphis, especially if Jokic doesn't play. If Jokic doesn't play, I'm for sure on Memphis. If he does play, it's just a pass. So that's my thoughts on that game. Let's keep it pushing. Last slot of the day in the NBA. Last slot of the day, and then we'll do parlays. We got the New York Knicks laying 9.5 on the Nets. We got the Houston Rockets laying 4.5 on the Bulls. We got the Thunder laying 5.5 on the Mavs. And we got the Clippers laying 10.5 on the Jazz. Brian, what you like in this slot today, and what are you selling today?
Well, this is my least favorite slot, but if I had to choose one, I would take the Chicago Bulls plus the points. I like Houston at home, not as much on the road, and Bulls have been a little bit better cover-wise 3 of the last 4. So give me the Bulls. As far as what I'm selling today, I'm get my titanium play 30 and 16, 65% last 46, $25 over at pickdogs.com. 19-9 all sports runs. So maybe get my private plays 3-pack. 3 plays for $50 at pickdogs.com.
There you go. Hop on with Brian B today. Make you some money. Costi, what you like in this slot? And what's going on with you at Insider?
Give me the Nets here again. The Knicks are broken. I get it. It's a quick revenge game, basically in the same state. I'm not buying it. I think the Nets are good enough to get the cover. It's basically the same exact spread here. I'll take it. Take it all day. Nets for me, plus 9.5. And sprinkle a little bit on Chicago as well. I don't like Houston on the road. I think it's a decent spot here for, as Jay says. Say it for me, Jay.
What?
Your
Chicago. Bulls.
If you guys are interested in the business side of betting. And if you're a bigger player and you're somebody that wants more coaching than just the picks themselves, head on over at pickdogs.com. I run a large betting syndicate where we provide games to you, money management, we have one-on-one consultation about games that you like, that you may want opinions on that I'm not even betting. You get to have access to me personally, one-on-one. And if you choose, you can get access to Eric as well. But that's buyer beware, because he's very passionate about doing this. And if you really want to talk to him, I get you on the phone with him anytime you want. You can head on over to pickdogs.com. Under premium picks, you'll see Insider Plays or Dime Club. Both our cell phone numbers are listed on there. Give us a call if you're interested.
There you go. Hop on with Costi. Jovan, talk to me. What you like in this last slot and what you got going today at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I agree with the Bulls. You know, the bottom line is, and I said it the other night on the drive-thru, Houston's one of those teams. You back them at home, fade them on the road. It's that simple. It's the Bulls for me. They actually played well against the Cleveland Cavaliers and let it slip in the second half. So, you know, that's going to happen. They're playing a more level team to them in the Houston Rockets. So at home they have the advantage and they should get it done. Brooklyn Nets. Listen, these two teams, crosstown rivals, they get together. You take the underdog. So that's just how it's been, and that's how it's going to continue to be. You saw that last game in that 124 to 122 shootout. So it's the Nets for me, and the Jazz and Clippers over. I just like the number as far as it going over. We all know that the Clippers, they're hanging their hat on the defensive end, but they're playing the team who's going to be able to, allow you to give it up. And they'll, the way they play is, just one of those styles of play where it speaks to points being scored. So give me the over. And what I got for sale, I got a 3-pack, 1 o'clock time slot, 5-pack, 1 o'clock time slot, 3-pack in the 4 o'clock to Sunday night football time slot. And I will have a 3-pack up in the NBA and possibly one more in college basketball that I'm eyeing.
There you go. Hop on
Jump
with
on something long term.
Hop on something long term. Hop on with Jovan. Money making Sunday. Last slot for me, fellas. I'm with the Bulls, with the guys. Everybody get the L right on the head. Rockets on the road, not trustworthy. At home, money making machine. We love Houston in Houston. Houston, we have a problem. On the road, we can't trust them. I lean towards Chicago. Knicks, overrated, overvalued. They're a 500 basketball team that gets treated like they're the Cavs, and they're not. They're not. Give me the Nets. The Nets have been a money-making machine thus far this season. Mitch has been on them all season. He done talked me onto them. Steady. I'm still on the train, Mitch. I'm still on the Nets train. And, I put the Mavs on the do not bet list when they lost to the Jazz. They were on the do not bet list. I was mad yesterday that I didn't have them. I told Big Al yesterday we were going to take the Spurs behind the shed on the show. That was easy. Wemby ended up not playing. This line has dropped throughout the day. I'm on the Mavs plus the points and outright money line. If they win or cover today, they're off the list that fast. They're off the list. But in all honesty, I think they're the kryptonite for the Thunder. We saw it when it mattered most last season. Trip to the Western Conference Finals on the table. Mavs got it done. The Thunder, they're missing Chet Holmgren in this game. They've been missing him. They've been hooping, playing well without him. But I think the Mavs are the team that really can take advantage of him not being on the floor with the two bigs they have. Lively's back. He looked good. And Gaffer looked really good in that last game. I think that the Mavs may even go here and win this game outright. Remember, the Mavs were the number 1 ATS team on the road last season. They were number 1. There was no team you made more money betting on the road than Dallas. They win and cover today, or if they just cover, they're off the do not bet list. That's my thoughts. I'm just letting y'all know what it is. And that Jazz Clippers game, I lean Clippers. The Jazz on the road, not really trustworthy. They did cover yesterday, but on the back end of a back-to-back with travel on the road, that's not their spot. Don't trust them. Lean towards the Clippers. For sale today, this is what I got for sale. I got my NBA play of the month. My top play thus far this season. It hasn't been the greatest start for me this NBA season. I'll just call a spade a spade. I absolutely love this play today, though. It's my favorite play thus far this season. I don't do this often, but we needed a shake-up spot. So, play of the month today. You can scoop it up in the NBA. You can scoop it up. I have 10 plays total today. 10 plays total. 6 in the NFL, 4 in the NBA. Money making Sunday. Let's do what we do, man. Let's make some money today. Mitch, what you got going on?
I like the Nets a little bit here. I don't like them as much as I normally do. I'm not on them with a premium or anything like that, but I've been on the Nets all season. This one, just a train ride away. Coney Island, Penn Station, back in my drinking days, I've definitely fallen asleep on the F train and woken up in Coney Island more than one time, but it's probably why I don't drink anymore. Part of the reason. The N, the Q, the D, the F. I've fallen asleep on all of them and ended up in Coney Island, Midtown before. I think the Knicks fell asleep on one of those trains the last time they were in Brooklyn, but I think the Nets they should cover, but I don't know. It's a tough one. As bad as the Rockets are on the road, the Bulls are hideous at home too. 1-4 straight up. I mean, they did beat the Magic, which is really not much, but most of their home games have been against much tougher teams than this too. But still 1-4 straight up at home. And I love the Mavericks against the Thunder. I think that shot it outright in that one. I'm with Jay. The Mavs 11-0 on the road in the second game of a back-to-back against the number. And that is a pretty big thing. I think it could be a low-scoring game like we saw the other day with the Thunder. It's when they held the Phoenix Suns to 83 points in that game. So 5 is a lot, in a game where no one scores 100, 5% or more. So I'll take the points with the Mavs. I think they got a shot to win it outright, though. I have for sale, I got my NFL big score. I've got my NFL 3-pack. I've got NBA play of the day. And I got a bunch of college hoops for long-term subscribers. I kind of have struggled through college hoops early part of the season. And yesterday I just absolutely crushed it. And I think I found something yesterday, one of my old strategies, and I just turned the corner on it. So I'm going to crush it again today. I'm ready. So I think I'm 23-5 in my last 28 NFLs on Sundays. So I started the season really, really bad. I have a winning record. I'm just slightly juiced. I'm like fractions of a unit below. But I've been absolutely crushing it the last few weeks. And on our circa picks, we've only lost one pick in the last 3 times I've picked. So I'm locked and loaded today. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. But
why would you? That's something I don't do.
Either we're almost opposite in all the NFL games today. So either it's a really good day, or it's a really bad day. It's no in between. We'll see.
Jay, me and you we're lined up today. Jay, we're lined up for the first time in a while.
I know. It's kind of weird.
That's not where you want to be. Me and Brian are lined up.
Yeah, not where you want to be.
I'm sure there's a couple that we're not lined up on. I'm pretty sure.
Didn't sound like it. He said 1,000%.
1,001%.
1,001 on a couple different games there. So
I'll take a quick look and tell you if we're lined up 1,000%.
While you look that up, man, let's move on over to.
We are pretty lined up. We are pretty lined up.
You like that sometimes, man. Parlay time, though, fellas. The last part of the show. Good show, Money Making Sunday, longer show, but hey, with everything in action today, it happens like that sometimes. Mitch, lead us off, man. What you got for me, parlay?
I'm going to go right to the parlay calculator at the betting tools and get the best parlay of the day. And it's going to be first touchdown, Gus Edwards in the Bengals-Chargers game. It's going to be Rasmus Sandin to score an anytime goal. It's going to be St. Tommy's money line against Arizona State. And it's going to be Kareem Hunt to score the first touchdown in the Bills-Chiefs game. $10 pays only, so it only pays $10, pays only $52,550.50. I'll tell you what, it's worth the $10 to take a shot on it, man.
Hold on.
At DraftKings.
Brian?
Yeah, for me in my parlay, I'll take the Chicago Bears plus the points, Jacksonville Jaguars plus the points, and the Tennessee Titans plus the points. It's my crappy NFL team parlay.
Crap teams for
I ain't on the Titans, man. I'll tell you that much.
Those things win, man. I'm telling you.
They
I get
do.
the stinkers out there,
They
smelly parlays. They win a lot.
Not if they have the Titans, they don't.
Oh, wow,
True.
wow.
Costi, what you got for me?
I want to hear that. Here, make it real good for you. This is not a stinker. This is a good one.
T. Higgins.
Jets. Jets. Titans.
Oh, yeah.
T. Higgins.
Bengals.
Touchdown. You got to do T. Higgins anytime
Chiefs.
touchdown. He's your guy.
Bengals, Chiefs, Titans, Jets.
No T. Higgins anytime touchdown.
I'm throwing them in with yours. So I got Kareem Hunt, T. Higgins, and Gus Edwards. I'm putting that in right now.
Jovan?
I'll throw out 3 2-teamers. Nebraska, Liberty, college basketball. Tennessee Titans and Cleveland Browns. And then Minnesota Timberwolves, Chicago Bulls. It's the Midwest one. Regional.
First, we're going to go player props. Mac Jones, INT. Will Levis, INT. Caleb Williams, INT. Parlay them up. And then for teams, Colts money line. Fuck the Jets. Let's go to the NBA. We'll take some more dogs. So we'll go Colts money line. We'll go Clemson money line against Boise. And we'll go NBA. We'll go Trailblazers money line against the Hawks. And if you want to get a little frisky, add Bulls money line, make it a 4-teamer over the Rockets. 14 money line parlay, trying to get paid on a Sunday. Feel me? Money making Sunday, though, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes today's show. We appreciate each and every one of y'all that continue to tune in and watch these videos. We'll be back throughout the week, same time, same programming. All of us pretty much do separate content. You can check all those out as well. And then we come together on Saturdays and Sundays. So, any final words from any of you fellas before we get out of here?
Go Bears.
Bear down, Chicago Bears. Anything else? Costi, Javon, Mitch?
Nope.
No, I'm just getting this parlay in. This is it's getting good.
All right. We appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Or maybe we'll be back halftime. So we'll see y'all halftime. Get out of here. Peace. We did college basketball first, Terry, so go back and watch. We out of here.